Hello, I am Katy Flower. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you've been here before, then welcome back. Thanks for coming back. So today I've got a little mini flow for you that's going to work into our hamstrings. So if they're feeling a little bit tight, you're going to open up into them. We're also going to just build a little bit of strength in them as well, because don't forget, it's not just about finding flexibility. We want to build some strength in the body as well. So with that in mind, you might want to grab yourself a block if you haven't got one. Don't worry, just something like a book or a Tupperware container, or even for what we're going to use it for, you could just use some big fluffy socks rolled up, so something like that. So grab that, and then you might want a strap as well, but you don't need it. Let's get started. So grab your bits and bobs, maybe pop me on pause. Pop your strap aside for now, and you're going to keep your block with you. And we're going to start over in a tabletop position. Okay, so from your tabletop, you're going to take that block, place it in the crease of your left leg, and then begin to squeeze onto that block. So you're going to hate the block by the end of this. From there, lift that leg. So as if you're coming into donkey kick. So the leg doesn't need to be super high, but I want you to really focus on the squeezing of the block. So we're going to squeeze and lift. So the bottom's going to help out as well here, as the glutes are going to get involved. But I want you to really focus as you lower and lift on keeping squeezing that block. Don't let it fall. So that's 4. 5, you should feel that hamstring working. 6, 7, 8, you might get cramp. 9, if you do, just stretch it out and come back in. And then 10, hold here, squeeze that block. See if you can really try and break the block with that hamstring strength. And then release. Let that block fall away. Take that left leg out behind, push into the toes, just push into that heel. Give that leg a little wiggle. Maybe some gentle rocks, forwards and backwards. And then release it down. Now you know what's coming. We've got to do the other side. So bring that block or whatever you're using around to the crease of that right leg. From there, set up your tabletop again. Begin to squeeze the block before you even lift the leg. So using that hamstring, think about the hamstring, put the mind into the muscle and then lift the leg. And let's take those little squeezes. So 1, squeeze the block. 2, 3, nothing else moves, it's just a small movement. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you've got this. 9, and then 10, stay there, squeeze the block, try and break the block, and then release. Let that block just fall away, pop it out the way, take that right leg out behind, come onto the toes, and just press into that right heel, maybe taking those little gentle rocks. Okay, those hamstrings should now be switched on. They should have woken up, said, hi, we're here, we're ready. So when you're ready, tuck the toes under, push the floor away and find a downward facing dog. So downward facing dog is going to open into those hamstrings. And I want you to keep a nice bend in the knee to begin with. Just settle into your down dog, connect with the breath. And then begin to pedal out through the feet. So one at a time, pushing the heel towards the floor. Don't worry if the heel doesn't make it to the floor. It's just a gesture of where it's heading, and switch sides. Just walking out your dog. Settling into your breath here. Okay, and then finding some stillness. So both heels are pushing down towards the floor. You can straighten out the legs a little bit if it feels good to, but I want you to think about trying to lift those sit bones up towards the sky. So if that's easier to do with a little bend in the knees, then just finding that bend. Okay, from here, Shift the weight onto the left leg. Inhale as you lift your right leg. 3-leg dog. But I want you to keep the hips nice and square. So you're working into the back of that left hamstring, sinking that left heel towards the floor. And I want you to flex the right foot, so the leg that's in the air, and just squeeze that hamstring. Lift that leg a little bit more. Okay, next time you exhale, step that right leg all the way through. Bring that right foot to the floor. Inhale, rise to your high lunge. From there, depending on your stance, if it's quite a wide stance, you might want to hop that back foot in slightly. Drop the heel to the floor. Bring the hands to the hips. Inhale, lift the chest. Straighten through that front leg. As you exhale, hinge from the hips. Find pyramid pose. So options in your pyramid, either keeping the hands at the hips. You could reach the arms forwards. You could reach the arms behind you. Maybe have a go at each, see how they feel. So forwards is going to make that core and those back muscles work a little bit harder. If you want to fold over that leg, finding a deeper stretch for the hamstring, then you can do. And you could always bring the hands onto blocks. We're thinking about pulling that right hip back, feeling it down the right leg. Okay, from there, inhale, come all the way back up to standing. Bring the hands to heart center, bend into that front leg. Begin to shift the weight onto that right leg and hover the left leg. So finding a warrior 3. So we're not only lengthening through the hamstring here, we're strengthening that right leg. Flex the left foot, push into that left heel. Keep that back leg nice and active too. Okay, from there, begin to bend into both knees, bringing that left knee down behind the right ankle. Can you come down all the way to the floor without using the hands to help? Challenge yourself. So from here, this is where you might want to use your strap. So if you're using a strap, it's just going to give us a little bit more length in the arm. You're going to hook the strap around the foot. And again, you can just use a dog lead or a dressing gown belt for this. If you're not using a strap, you're going to take the hand to the outside of that right foot. You're going to begin to extend that leg. So wherever you are, if you've got the strap, you can let it go out as long as you need to keep that chest nice and lifted, and reach that right arm out behind and breathe here. Just pushing that right heel away, opening into the back of that leg, and then release everything down. Bring that foot back down to the floor. From there, bring the hands back down to the floor. We're going to find a little bit of momentum to bring yourself back up onto that right foot. Find a standing split. So your leg doesn't need to be super high. You can just be here in a half standing split, or you can find a little bit deeper fold if you want to take that right hand behind the right ankle, drawing the head a little bit closer to the leg. From there, begin to release that left leg. Find a bend in both knees. Bring yourself all the way up to standing, bringing that left knee up in front of you. Take the right hand onto the outside of the left knee. Extend the left arm backwards, and then take the gaze to that left hand. That's the last thing to move, the gaze. That's going to really challenge that balance. If this feels okay and you want to, you can take that right hand onto the outside edge of the left foot. Maybe extend that leg. These are all just options, remember. Do what feels good in your body. Release everything all the way back, but keep that left leg lifted. From here, left hand now comes onto the left knee, opening into that hip. So taking that left knee out to the side. And again, either staying here and just focusing on that breath. using that breath to help keep you calm in this balance. If you want to take hand to big toe pose, you can take hold of the big toe with the 2 peace fingers. Maybe begin to extend that leg. Doesn't have to go straight, just having a go. That right leg is working for us here. And then coming back to center with control. Can you release the foot all the way down? Good work. Give those legs a shake. Whew. You know what's coming. We've got the other side to do. So I'm going to move to the other end of the mat, but you stay exactly where you are. Feet are hip distance apart. Take an inhale, reach the arms. As you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Lift the chest, weights in the balls of the feet, opening into the back of those legs again. Exhale, bring the hands down to the floor. Walk both feet back and push straight into a downward facing dog. Okay, just reset. So take a big clearing breath. Take an inhale through the nose and release it out through the mouth. Okay, from there, inhale, left leg lifts, 3-leg dog. So again, keeping those hips nice and square. As you exhale, step that left foot all the way through in between the hands. Inhale, rise to your high lunge. From there, hands come down to the hips. Begin to straighten through that front leg. And again, if you need to, you can hop that back foot in slightly, dropping the heel to the floor. Inhale here. As you exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold to your pyramid pose. And then taking any variation that feels good here. So either staying exactly where you are, the hands could come to heart center. You could reach them out long. You could reach them out behind you. Just have a play around, see what feels good. And then from here, inhale as you bring yourself all the way back up. Hands now come to heart center. Bend into that front leg. Shift the weight onto that left foot. Find your balance. Hover that back leg. Find warrior 3. So pushing into that back heel. Nice and strong in our warrior. From there, begin to bend into both knees, bringing that right knee down behind the left heel. Can you come all the way down onto the floor? So that left leg is crossed over the right. From there, take that right hand to the outside edge of the left foot, or you're going to grab your strap. Begin to extend that leg in front of you, and at the same time, take those left fingertips all the way out behind you. So pushing away with that left heel, reaching away with those left fingertips, maybe gazing over that left shoulder. Hold here. And then release everything back down. Bring that foot to the floor. Find a little bit of momentum to push yourself up to a standing split. So either a half standing split staying here, or taking it a little bit deeper. You can bring that left hand behind the ankle, shooting that right leg up to the sky. From there, begin to soften into both knees. Keep that right foot lifted as you bring yourself all the way to standing. Ooh, that left leg. From here, keeping that right leg lifted, left hand to the outside of that right leg. Can you find a twist? Take that right hand out behind you. Can you take the gaze to that hand? Ooh, all these challenges. From there, bring everything back to center. Keeping that right leg lifted, this time right hand to the right knee. Open into that hip. So either staying with this variation here, or you've got the option to take your hand to the big toe and maybe extend that leg. Holding and breathing. Remember to breathe through this. If you're there, bringing it back in, and then everybody with control, bring that right leg all the way back down. Give those legs a little shake out from there. Standing feet hip distance. Inhale, reach the arms, take the gaze up to the hands. Exhale, forward fold. And just hold here. So you can take ragdoll arms, opposite hands to opposite elbows. Just letting the whole of that upper body relax. Maybe even closing the eyes here, just letting the head be heavy. Let the arms be heavy. Just letting the shoulders relax and let that breath slow back down. From here, just shifting that weight into the balls of the feet. Noticing that extra little bit of opening for those hamstrings. And then when you're ready, release the hands. Bend into the knees a lot and just coming all the way down. Let your bottom drop onto the floor. And there you have it, a nice little flow to really get into those hamstrings. Not only are you going to lengthen the hamstrings, but you're also going to build some strength. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the subscribe button. I bring you a new class every single week, and you get a notification if you're subscribed when that new class is live. And then I will see you next week. Take care.